Alright, hello everybody, this is Zacharias. We are back with more of Avadon 2, The Corruption. So let's go ahead and continue. I wasted too much time looking for a dang beaker. But, well, whatever. We're just moving on here. You are almost to the top one town of Serdica. You're deep into the far lanes now, so great caution is required. You approach the town by the back roads so that any foes have as little time to prepare as possible. If what you were told is correct, Valens is somewhere in this town. He may be able to tell you what temples are the most likely places to find it less. So watch me like find a beaker like immediately and I can go back and complete the quest. You emerge from the woods and get a good look at Serdica. It is a lovely, isolated place. Like most Taiwan cities, it is very old, a mix of architecture indicating centuries of power and wealth. The town is split into north and south halves by the river. To the north, you can see the oldest buildings, a city hall, a barracks, and what looks like a mansion. To the south is a small port with a merchant hall, an inn, and other amenities for the river workers. Serdica is an old, dignified, wealthy place, and it's not small. And yet, even from here, you can see that there aren't many people in town. The guards are few and the roadways are almost empty. It is odd. Perhaps word of Avadon's interest did precede you. As you approach Serdica, several heavily armed warriors walk out to greet you. Armed Farlanders, defenders of their town, but enemies of the pack. If they try to keep you from your duties, it might get ugly quickly. Their leader is a massive, gnarled man. A huge broadsword hangs from his belt, ready for quick use. As they approach, he meets your eye. You see nothing but defiance and loathing. Then he comes to face you. He gives you a quick nod. I am Defender Varro, commander of the Just Defenses of Serdica. We receive few people of the Pact here. Are you lost? If he knows you are from Avadon, he shows no sign. My destination is my business, Farlander. And yet you are here. That makes you important to me. Can your humble servant ask if you have any business here? My business is my own, Farlander. Step aside. Varro steps out of your way without another word. He bows and waves at the path ahead with the sweeping motion of his hand. The other hand stays close to his sword. You command the guard here? That is my greatest honor. I am sworn to give my life fighting off any who threaten my people. And would you fight off a citizen of the Pact? Serdica is a quiet, obedient place. We would do nothing to offend the Pact. Therefore, fighting will never be necessary. How long have you served? I have fought for the Taiwan since I came of age. The layered muscles of his sword arm confirm his daily devotion. I have had the honor of my current post for 20 years. I keep order, so the Pact has not forced or chosen to remove me. What sort of threats does Serdica face? The Taiwan believe in strict order. There are few internal threats. I mainly subdue drunken barge workers. Most of my problems flow from Pact lands. Sometimes bandits and raiders come from the Pact, and I must find where they are and report the news back to your kind. Raiders from the Pact? We are but lowly Farlanders, undeserving of peace or concern. So bandits and raiders from your lands often find us easy prey. We are, of course, not allowed to kill Pact citizens ourselves, but to keep the peace, your leaders will remove bandits from our lands when we complain. Usually, once the proper bribes are paid. The raids are payback for how the Taiwan Empire treated our lands. Can't speak to something that happened centuries before I was a glimmer in my mother's eye. Injustice is injustice. Is there any work for hire available here? I would not hire a Pact warrior. I have my own soldiers, competent and well-trained. You might speak with chosen Tacita. You may have work. We often must bribe Pact agents to do the work we are not allowed to do ourselves. I want to know more about the Taiwan temples. I am no scholar, no priest. They are where the spirits of our most honored dead are remembered, and sometimes where they live. I do not visit the temples myself. I do wonder, why do you come here to learn of temples? Our own temple is a minor, crumbling thing. Was there someone you were coming to for knowledge? My plans are private, Farlander. Yes, I understand. Okay, let's inspect this section. Ooh, we have Felix's farm up here. You enter the grounds of the Serdica barracks. Military supplies are piled around you. Yoshiria notes them with interest. Food, catapults, stones, lumber. The Farlanders are ready for a war. We need to be ready to fight. Agreed. We know that Deleuze is a real person, not a mere phantom. As long as he lives, the danger is real. She walks on, lost in thought. Okay, curing brew and another elixir of health. Okay, so that's where Defender Varro is again. The Tawan Empire is a land of temples, each a monument to some great lord or forgotten god. Serdica has its own, though it is no longer used for ceremonies. It is a ruin, crumbling and overgrown. Not even the children play here. As you get closer, you feel a chill. You experience a strange, powerful feeling of foreboding. Despite its abandonment, or maybe because of it, there is still a powerful presence here. Okay, well, we are going to ignore it for now. It's a beautiful mansion, speaking of great wealth, good breeding, and elegant taste, which is why it's surprising that there are no servants here. Only the owner, an old, balding man wearing long, flowing silk robes. He doesn't seem concerned by your invasion into his home. He invites you to recline on a couch and offers you some tea. It is rare that I am visited by a hand of Avadon. I want to treat the occasion with proper importance. I am Garrus Moonchaser of the Moonchaser clan. We have long roots in Serdica, as you might guess. How do you know I am a hand of Avadon? Only an educated guess, based on your obvious confidence and competence. I've also heard rumors. Nothing more, nothing nefarious. Tell me about the Moon Chasers. We are an old and respected clan. We once received that mocking nickname for our willingness to take risks and chase our dreams. Then we caught our goals, and once we were established, we proudly took that nickname as our real one. How does your clan make its money? Many honest pursuits, land speculation and trade, mainly. We are always looking for a productive farm to buy or a new river to send our barges to. Where is the rest of your clan? He looks around the mansion, shrugs, and smiles. Traveling. We are a clan of wanderers. We have exhausted all the opportunities in Serdica. Now we hunt. I'm interested in the temples of Tawan. A tiny... Oh, hang on. Garth Moonchaser invites you to recline on his couches. He offers you tea, wine, and dates. He'd probably give you a full meal if you asked for it, or his mansion. His clan is powerful and influential, but you don't attain and keep that sort of power by angering Avadon. I am interested in the temples of the Tawan. Ah, A tiny bit of sweat beads on his forehead. Our clan is very secular. We leave the gods alone. I know little. And if I knew much, I would not have the more religious of our people think I was sending Avadon into their secret places. Please be understanding. I was sent by Felixa. She said that there was mysterious magic infecting one of your farms. And Avadon was interested, of course. Uncontrolled magic can be terribly dangerous to order, can it not? The horrors in question are in our farm near the temple of Adius. He marks it on your map. Do whatever damage you need to do to purge them from my land. Take whatever samples you need. A reward is forthcoming. Garth produces a key from his pouch and hands it to you. This will give you access to the farm. My servants made sure it was sealed. Tell me about this farm. A rare burst of foolishness on my part. I purchased it without inspecting it in person. Turns out there was a good reason why I was offered such a reasonable price. What are these horrors? Ah, I do not know. Not exactly. I sent several workers to the farm. Half of them returned, some of them wounded, all gibbering about runes and chants and horrors that came out of the walls. But no specifics. Do not think I didn't try. I pressed as far as I dared, but then I felt the poor souls had suffered enough. Okay, so Yoshiria already has a steel shield. As you enter this imposing stone hall, Kalita lets out a little laugh. We of the Keva admire the Tawan. They are people of law, as we are, but they know how to use awe to inspire respect for their code. They are still Farlanders, of course, the enemy. I simply give credit where it is earned. Serdica City Hall is one of the oldest structures in the town. It's been here for centuries. Normally, its audience hall would be full of farmers and merchants and the like, asking their leader for advice in the righting of wrong. Today, the Master Chamber contains only the mayor and her guards. Everyone else has decided to stay well away from the public square. When you enter, the mayor nods to you from her ceremonial chair. Even from this distance, you can see that her hand is trembling. The towns of the Tawan are ruled by the Chosen. Loyal officials selected by the sovereign to serve as what is basically the mayor. They run the town, settle disputes, and funnel taxes upward. The Chosen of Serdica is a regal, middle-aged woman, dressed in rich and expensive silks. She rises and extends her hand in greeting to you. Her nervous trembling is almost under her control. She sits back in her ornate chair. I am pleased that our honored guest found the way to my hall. I am Chosen Tacita, for 7 years the honored leader of Serdica. How may I help you? Greetings, Chosen. I come from the pack. Of course. Towns here tend to jump to attention when pack warriors arrive, so that we can serve you better. And so I can serve you, might I ask why you have come? My business is my own, Farlander. Chosen Tacita is a professional. She responds to your brush off with a smile and a nod. I apologize for being so presumptuous. How can I help you? Tell me about this town. I'm always pleased to talk about Serdica. It is an old town, even by Tawan standards. Dignified and lovely, comfortable and civilized. We have our own baths. As you have seen, the spirits have also blessed us with wealth. I have been chosen for Serdica for 7 years. A true honor. Where did you gain this wealth? Trade. We are a natural river port. In the time-honored tradition of all such ports, we take a small tariff on all goods that flow through here, as resulted in great comfort for us. How is Serdica different from other Tawan towns? Oh, I would never speak ill of other towns. Each has its blessings. However, our wealth and remote location has spared us many of the difficulties that the dominion of the pack can bring. How'd you become chosen? Like all chosen, I was selected by Sovereign Vardius, our honor leader for these past 50 years. Well, I was selected by a circle of advisors. Vardius is more of a figurehead these days. How is Vardius a figurehead? He is of, shall we say, an advanced age. The force of his youth has left him entirely. Some cynical souls say that this is why the pack keeps him in power. I would never say such a thing, of course. He is kept in power because the pact only wants what is best for us. Why were you selected? Because I am a patient, diplomatic, law-abiding soul, the sort who would never dream of causing trouble with the pact. I do my work, keep the peace, and never draw the gaze of Avadon. The Talon has seen too much bloodshed over the last few generations. Serdica has been spared much fit, and we want no trouble with your kind. Chosen Tacita sits upright in her chair, the picture of full attention. If she wishes you to leave, she shows no signs of it. Nobody in the Farlands holds power as long as she has without knowing how to please the pact. I like to learn about Tawan temples. Ah, you are striking to the heart of Tawan belief. Our practices and blessings in this area are unique. We have our gods, but we also revere the spirits of our ancestors. The wisest and strongest among them are elevated to the status of gods. If enough of the living worship them, they may even attain a sort of life beyond life, so they can advise us. So your dead can become gods themselves. Yes, if their lives are exemplary enough to draw worship. We build temples for the most honored dead so that pilgrims can come. Nobody understands the mystical secrets of the process, but rarely those temples can sometimes become inhabited with spirits of the dead they memorialize. How do the Tawan feel about this? Feel? There is no feeling. Our gods are part of our identity. They are woven into our lives. It doesn't matter how we feel. They just are. What about the temple in this area? That ruin? It was dedicated to Sovereign Pilar, a minor personage who died some 6 centuries past. Spirits were drawn to that place, but none of them are gods, I assure you. What happens when these gods appear? They are bound in their temples. We visit them, worship, receive their wisdom. I myself have been honored with 3 pilgrimages. It is a humbling honor to be in the presence of such a being. And what happens during your visits with these gods? They exist and give wisdom, and our offerings and worship sustain them. This continues until they stop providing proper wisdom. The pilgrims stop coming, the god fades away, finally passing beyond to eternal reward. That is the sum of it. There is more, of course. The gods are greater than us, and our minds cannot encompass all their secrets. There is something else I would like to know. I only wish to aid our kind masters of the pack. Why is this town so empty? Is it? I had not noticed. Her hand trembles. I am looking for a Doramite merchant named Aranth. Chosen Tacita looks through some of her papers. I always know when pack citizens pass through. I find no mention of her. That's all I need. I hope I was of assistance. I'm available for work if you need assistance. Chosen Tacita nods. I am glad. We have had a shortage of pack mercenaries of late, and the tasks add up. We do so rely on you. I'm sure you noticed the ruined temple just outside of town to the east. I'm afraid it has an unpleasant buildup of spirits recently. If you could go in and clear them all out, I would pay appropriately. Why do you need the pack to help with this? We Tawan are very protective of our temples, even if they are not always protective of us. Even though the temple can be a menace, we do not want to walk in and start smashing things. Very bad luck. As non-Tawan, I assume you'll have few qualms about smashing and killing the spirits of our unrevered dead. Where did these spirits come from? The ruined temple was built to honor Sovereign Pilar many centuries ago, and she never had the good fortune to ascend to godhood. However, even when they do not contain gods, these temples are still places of powerful magic. This magic can manifest in unusual ways. In particular, this temple tends to draw hostile spirits, which then need to be driven away from time to time. Do living people ever visit that temple? No, not that I know of. It is a dark, occasionally perilous place. We never go there, and we warn our children to keep their distance. That is all I need. Of course, if you ever need assistance, please return. Chosen Tacita is the leader of Serdica. She sometimes hires warriors from the pack to perform tasks that Farlanders are not legally permitted to do. The ruined temple on the eastern edge has been infested by hostile spirits. Tawan warriors are unwilling to fight in their people's temples. You can earn a reward by going in yourself and clearing out the creatures. Ooh, coins. Golden runestone. Now we don't need the endurance boost, so I'll sell that. Deep Fang boots. Alright, let's switch them out for... Actually, we'll sell them. The extra action point of 9 doesn't really help Malik anyway. Or it hasn't. Okay, what leveled up there just now? Okay, hold on a minute. Let me check my document here I made. That leveled up rather quick. I didn't even see what leveled up. Right. Ooh, okay. We'll just boost this then. Do that and that. A bunch of rats. Okay, you know what? It's turret time. Oh, I hate that she's right here now, though. Alright, got some useful items here. I still want a beaker, though. Okay, what is this place? Pouncing rat. Ooh, vitality boost right there. You reach the end of the strange tunnel full of trays of slime and tall, peculiar fungus. Then you hear scratching behind you, followed by crumbling stone. You aren't alone down here. Something else was lurking, waiting for prey. Ah, yes, more rats. But you know what? We got more potions out of it. All these dang rats, though. So yeah, a bunch of rats popped up and we're ready. Ivy and twine rod. We use staves, so don't worry about that. This Nightblade helm would be good for Kalita, though. Yep, let's put that on her. Put this on her. You enter the workshop of Valens, Tawanite, young, hard-working artist, and, if your nose is to be trusted, quite a drinker. His painting and sculptures clutter the hall. The quality is not great, but not every work has to be a masterpiece. It is adequate for Taiwan social climbers who want to proclaim their status to acquire a few nice statues. Valens was working on a statue when he entered. He puts down his mallet and chisel and turns to face you. He is the portrait of a young, tortured artist. The wild hair, the dusty clothes, the limitless energy. He's also more than a little drunk, and his tunic bears several wine spots. When he realizes who you are, he checks to make sure nobody's in his shop and nobody is lurking near the windows. Then he leans close to you. Hello, I am Valens. His speech is slurred and his breath singes your nostrils. I know why you've come. I have your information. Tell me about your shop. Valens looks around at the art. I sell things I make. I mean, statues and paintings. It's a family business. It's difficult, though. There are lean times. Who buys your work? People who appreciate beauty, the fine things, elegance. People who want to show off their wealth, to prove they are successful merchant or such. They come to me and I sell them sophistication. Are you a great artist? No, but I am an artist who makes a living at making art, which is far more rare, but then that doesn't prevent me from falling on hard times. Are you in lean times now? Yes, times have been hard in the Taiwan. Less money to throw around on beauty. It's a hard time, hard enough to drive one to drink. And maybe a little gambling. Too much gambling. Not enough drink, though. Room for more of that. He fills his mug with wine. Why are you working for the... Valens leads you around his shop, showing you his wares and describing them in a loud voice. When he is sure nobody is eavesdropping, he leans close to discuss business with you. Why are you working for the pack? Because I am a loyal citizen of Taiwan, born and bred. But you are working against them. No, he hisses, I work against those who want to fight the pack, to bring a war that will slaughter us all. They are mad. It will end in disaster for us. It always does. This Deleuze. I will strangle him myself if I could. You know of Deleuze? Valens snorts. Of course I do. Everyone does. My fellow Taiwan, they can whisper about nobody else. Moms probably tell their kids Deleuze stories when they go to bed, so they can grow up and be rebels and get executed. Everyone here will pretend to be nice and loyal, but don't be fooled. They all want one thing, for Deleuze to show up and murder you. Aren't you paid for your help? Of course. Paid well for the risk I take. Defender Varro is no fool. He already suspects me. If he learns what I'm doing, I'm dead. He takes a long, terror-inhibiting pull of wine. I need the money, I don't deny it. That doesn't make everything I've said any less true. Why is this town so empty? They heard a hand of Avadon was coming. Everyone with 2 working legs got out of town. Anything to dodge the gaze of Avadon. Wait, they knew a hand was coming? Valens looks at you with disbelief. Are you joking? These are the far lands, friend. Our lives depend on your whim. The moment you took a step over the border, every Taiwan within 100 miles had heard your description. Why? Because you would destroy any one of them with a whisper. Everyone in Serdica knows you're a hand. Nothing personal. I understood you have some information for me. Valens nods. Yes, time to earn my pay. I've been in contact with Avadon for a while, but I have never had anything useful to say. Then I learned you thought Deleuze might be hiding in the temples. There are lots of temples, lots of them, but there aren't many that aren't too remote and too ruined and don't have too many travelers. I've been traveling to them, trying to find likely places where Deleuze might be. And... he asks to see your map, then he points out a location on it. There, the Temple of Nolus. That is where to begin the search. It's a good location, obscure, not ruined, near a major road. Lots of paths to it. I didn't hike too close, but I did get near enough to see the paths. I will look there. If you don't find him, come back. I have another idea. You think he's there? Honestly, no. There are lots of temples, lots of possibilities. I suspect you hands will have to investigate a lot of them. Good place to start, that's all. Who was Nolus? Early sovereign of the Taiwan, a real warrior. Expanded our borders a lot. Powerful sort. Was worshipped in his godhood for a long time. Centuries. What happened then? The usual. Forgotten. Passed over for newer, more fashionable gods. His spirit might still be in there, but it's sure to have faded by now. Oh no, I didn't mean to skip that. Crap. Crap, I didn't even know. Crap! I did not want to skip any, like, dialogue or anything like that. What? Okay, whatever. What the heck? No town anywhere is complete without surly teens sitting around looking bored. The Taiwan appeared to be no different. A lone boy sits outside the tavern sneaking drinks out of a barrel of beer with a dirty mug. All his friends were wise enough to run when they saw you coming. The painfully foolish young man walks up to you and spits beer at your feet. Name's Thesaurus, Pacty. You aren't welcome here, or anywhere in the Taiwan. Of course, this sort of behavior from Farlanders is rarely tolerated. If he knew you were from Avadon, even in his abbreviated state, he would know that his behavior verges on the suicidal. Why am I not welcomed? He rolls his eyes. You're packed. Some kids even think you're from Avadon. The grown-ups have to pretend they like you. I don't. Do you think I'm from Avadon? He rolls his eyes at you. I don't care. You're packed. Everyone knows that, and everyone hates you. Why do you Taiwan hate us? He points his mug at you. The way you treat us, like you own us, we get no say in stuff that really matters. You pick our leaders, crush us with taxes, murder us on a whim. We can't even defend ourselves. You are too young to understand the complex nature of our historic interactions and current political climate. He tries to understand what you just said, then he gives up. Whatever. Pacty, what's that? He scoffs. What you are, it's what Dad calls you. Actually, he says Pacty scum, but I wanted to be polite. Who's your dad? He freezes and looks at your weapons. None of your business. He puffs out his chest to fine you. So Pacty is an insult. Dad said Pacties were full of themselves. He never said how dumb you were, which is pretty dumb. He laughs at you. You should be more respectful. Or what? Or I'll find your parents and tell them about your drinking, taunting a packed warrior. His eyes narrow on you, trying to figure out if you are kidding or not. He decides on not. Fine, I'm sorry, okay. He runs off looking for his friends. Much like everywhere else in town, the inn is mostly abandoned. There are a few drunk sailors and whispering merchants, but nowhere near what you would expect from a busy little port. The innkeeper is keeping busy cleaning behind the bar. He pretends he didn't see you enter, but you know he did. You walk through the slippery sea cow, the main inn of Serdica. It's a lovely stone building bearing the signs of centuries of wear. Many generations of traders and sailors have come together here to drink and vomit. Like everywhere else, it's mostly empty. The stage for traveling bars goes unused. The rooms are unoccupied. The spittoons are clean. Only one crusty old man stands behind the counter, wiping down the bar. Don't get many from the pact, he grumbled. It's an honor. I'm Cornix. What do you need? What services do you offer? Food and drink. Rooms for 5 coins a night. Entertainment when a bard is here, which there isn't. What's on the menu? Cornix serves food and drink of unusually high quality for such an inn. I'll take a room. You pay the 5 coins. Cornix shows you to a room. You get several hours of rest. I don't need anything. Fine. Business is slow today? Cornix scans the pitifully empty inn. Then he looks you in the eye. Not really. Perfectly normal. Nothing worth commenting on. Really? Yeah. Pity, too. Nothing people in these parts like more than when pack warriors are around. Sad they're not here to enjoy your visit. Sarcasm. No, not sarcasm. The Tall One was once a mighty power. Our warriors and our gods worked together to bring order and justice to most of Linnaeus. Now we're forced to lick and scrape and hope you pack visitors show mercy on us. Much better this way. I hope you stay around for a long time. Need anything else? I need some information. I'm the one to ask. I hear about everything that happens around here. What do you need? I'm looking for a Daram merchant named Aranth. Never heard of her. That's all I was wondering about. I really hope I help. That is all I need. Then I wish you safe travels. When you leave, I mean. Okay, so I hope the dialogue I accidentally clicked off was just discussing about the emptiness of the town, basically. But yeah, that was definitely my bad. I was just trying to get to clear the section. Silken Shroud. Ooh, that might actually be pretty good. Yeah, let's put that on. Oh snap, those rats just came right out of nowhere. Okay, was that really all that was here? Is just a bunch of a few rats to kill? Okay, whatever. This building contains an auction hall, scales, a customs office, and several shops. What it lacks is people. You only see 2, the customs officer and this merchant. She is not poor, her clothes are nice and her goods are of high quality. Scrolls litter the floor around her, recording the shipments her caravans carry around the Tawan. When you approach, she gives you a nervous smile. Welcome, visitor from the Pact. I am Ionea, trader of Serdica. I normally deal in large shipments, but for an honored guest such as yourself, I can deal on a smaller scale. Tell me about your business. Serdica is the center of trade for the area, has been for centuries. Our docks have seen countless barges come and go, and my caravans roam for hundreds of miles around. We Tawan have long been a trading people. Not as much now, of course. Why are there so few people around? It is but the ebb and flow of business. If you return tomorrow, you may find the docks here teeming with activity. Why don't you trade as much now? The Tawan was once a great power. Now the Pact rules us in all things. This can cause our merchants to have disadvantages. We do what we can. Tell me more about the history of the Taiwan. I am a humble merchant, not a student of history. Once my people controlled Linnaeus all the way to the borders of the Wild Realm and beyond. Now we are controlled by those we once ruled. What sort of disadvantages do you have? I will not criticize the ways of our rulers. Some think that if a Taiwan merchant ever rivals a pack merchant, the citizen of the pack can place a bribe and have the competition removed. Some think that the Taiwan must always remember our place. Those are things that some think. I have no opinions. I am only a humble merchant. Aeneas sits in her small shop, making notes on her scrolls, inspecting newly arrived crates and baskets. She occasionally looks in your direction to see if you need assistance. I would like to trade with you. Of course, in my dealings I have obtained a few items that might be of suitable quality to please a warrior such as yourself. I will, of course, expect a discount. What? Oh, of course, I would never charge a citizen of the pack a fair price. Let me see your wares. Aenea is a wealthy merchant, and she has come across quite a variety of valuable items and heirlooms. I'd like to sell something. I need some information. I would be happy to help you. I would like to know more about the Taiwan temples. They contain our gods, powerful spirits that guide us with their wisdom. As for me, I keep my distance. Let them guide my rulers, but I stay away from such power. I'm looking for a merchant named Aranth. Aenea thinks on this. The name sounds familiar. A Doramite, yes. I've never dealt with her. I certainly don't know where she is. That's all I need. I hope I was of help. Good day to you. Aenea is not displeased by your departure, and good day to you as well. No port is complete without a customs officer to inspect goods passing through and inflict taxes when required. They are forced to pretend they like all who pass through, even people from the pack. The customs officer of Serdica rises to greet you when you enter. Welcome, traveler. I'm Cybele, tax collector and keeper of records for our lovely town. We are ever eager to serve our just and wise masters of the pack. The port seems strangely empty. Ah, that is but the natural ebb and flow of the business world. I'm sure if you return tomorrow, this port will be teeming with merchants. I'm not shipping any goods. Ah, of course, you have the mark of the packed warrior on you. I'm sure you're not shipping goods. Of course, you might have papers of value. Tell me about your records. I keep them and obtain them. I pay a hefty price for magical knowledge. I pay even more for anything that gives us better understanding of our friends in the pack. Of course, Avadon would be less than pleased if they found out that you were selling information to the Farlanders. You are sure you can trust your companions, but nobody besides them. All you seek is better understanding? But of course, we of the Taiwan are a peaceful folk. We only seek knowledge, and through knowledge, peace. I don't sell pack knowledge. Don't ask again. Oh, of course. Apologies for my presumption. Has a Doramite merchant passed through here? Name was Aranth? What? Aranth? I never heard the name. Cybele is just a minor government functionary. A less skilled hand might be fooled by her lie. Not you. Lie to me again, Farlander, and you will pay. She looks down at her desk. All merchants pass through here. She had money here, needed to collect it. Left a package for me. What's to be delivered to anyone with the right phrase? Is the phrase, tell me what you know or I will stab you. That will do. She gives you the tiny package. You open it. It contains two things. One is a small silver key. The other is a slip of paper that reads, Temple of Nolus. Cybele looks away. She is shamed by her inability to keep Aranth's secrets, but not enough to want to fight the pack. I have no more business here. Then I wish you fair weather. Excuse me. She turns away. Yeah, I hope that the dialogue that I accidentally skipped was just talking about how the port is just weirdly empty and all this other stuff. Okay, so we will do... First, let's do some work for the Tawan, which is going to be this temple right over here. But what I'm going to go ahead and do now is just go ahead and save the game right here, and I'll see you all in the next part of the Let's Play.